Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks Part 2. I just made this, and I told you I would make this in Part 2, so this is Part 2. I actually like the one I made earlier because it's a little bit thinner, skinnier. So if you're watch the first one, just make your contour not quite as big or start off with a bigger item. But we're going to use the bevel tool, and I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, and I am going to use these colors, but I'm going to okay, let's do this. Let's make sure this thing is a group. That's what happens when you got the Smart Fill tool in your hand. No, it's not a group. So we need to group this together, Control G. Because I want to be able to move it out of the way in a second. So I'm going to do all the outer edges in that color of orange. And make sure you got them all. Now I am going to move this out of the way. So what we have. Now I'm going to get the inside colors, and I'm going to make them with the Smart Fill tool. I'm going to make them a yellow, or really doesn't matter what color, and do the inside ones. Make sure you get every little part. It's maybe even safer to get the little parts first, and then move this out of the way. So we have these two shapes. So you can't do a bevel all at one time. But because we're working on a color, we're going to go to Effects and Bevel. And you could play around with this. And I got the blend tool. I do that a lot. They're right there together. So we got it selected. I'm going to bevel 1 inch. And that looks pretty good. You could play around with your shadows and stuff. I just don't do it enough. But then just click on every individual piece. I wish you could do more than one piece at a time, but the bevel tool you can't figure out what to do. Now you got all those beveled. Control G to group it, and now do the yellow. And just doing the same. See how it does not do anything really for the color. It doesn't make it vibrant color, but I actually group that together. So I need to do this, group, ungroup. I thought I did that when I did that. Group that together, and just one more little speck. Now group this together, Control G, and move that over and look at that. You know, in a way, you'd almost want to, I've got the same colors, just different format. I'm wondering if it wouldn't look better if you did the orange on the inside of one of them and the yellow on the other side. But when you put it on a black background, or maybe even just a dark blue, it really makes it pop out. You can see the bevels. And I normally don't like the bevels starting and stopping, but in this case, it looks pretty good. And there's probably other things you could do with this. Instead of bevel, you could maybe try to add some interactive fill to it. But I think that's far enough on this unit. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.